So this is part 2 of the explaining the IDEA and the IEP process. So part 2, the parents and guardians and student involvement in the IEP process. So the parents have to, are the ones that approve or not approve the school to actually go through with the IEP process. If they do not want it, they can disagree with it. If they agree with it, then they can get started on it. The student involvement is very important because for an IEP, it's an individualized education plan, so it's based off of their needs. So they ask questions, they have testing that they could do with the child and see where their needs are. And then for the referral process is if the teacher or parent are concerned about their child or student needing extra support in the classroom, then either the teacher or the parent would call the school or go to the school counselor, and they would say, hey, I think so-and-so needs to be evaluated for SLD or autism or hearing impairment or whatever it may be, one of the components of whatever you can do for an IEP. Then the evaluation process starts. So the parent has to sign off on it so that the evaluation process can begin. The school psychologist or the ESE teacher can go in and observe them and see if their data or their academics or their behavior needs an IEP or will fit one of the components. Then you have the eligibility. So the school counselor, or not the school counselor, the school psychologist will say, okay, this student needs an IEP for SLD, which is specific learning disability, or autism, or EBD, or hearing impairment, or whatever. Or she could say, or he could say that they don't need it, they're not eligible for it. So that means that the whole entire process would stop. Expectations for ongoing communication between the teacher, school, and parent to support the development and achievement of the student. So as a team, you have the teacher, the parents, the student, you have the ESE teacher, you have the school psychologist, you have the behavior tech, you have administration if they need it, and we all communicate, at least at my school, through Class Dojo or phone calls or emails. A lot of times my school will send out letters to the parents with the child. At the end of the day, they will get some kind of letter saying that they need to be coming to a meeting or a phone call, or the ESE supervisor will call them and make the appointment or talk to them about how their child is doing. The components of an IEP, there are many different components. There's the present level of academic achievement. There's the annual goals for math and reading. There's accommodations, how much accommodations they should get every day or weekly, and how the school personnel, like ESE teachers, will measure those goals. The ESE teacher is the one that writes the goals and writes most of the IEP. Like from my interview, I said that, or the ESE teacher said that. And then our ethical responsibility for a IEP is to make sure that we're doing the accommodations and modifications to our lessons and giving those accommodations to the students and sending them to the resource room if they have that. They also have to have their accommodations or their services, the pull-out services, the pull-in services, um, push-in services into the classroom. So that's it.